Game with their new coach, Ron Newman, just a matter of weeks ago. And Newman himself has made a big difference to the team. He's got them playing together much more than the rest of them had been before. Another discussion.
Yeah, that's a rather stupid one because they're complaining when a player behind the ball, namely Granitza, is not 10 yards away. He wants to play it back because they want to waste a bit of time.
Okay, Chicago. Now with a matter of seconds to go in the first half. Up, there's the rain beginning to take its toll as Peter Russell slipped and went down. Unofficially, time is over, and there it is officially. The first half of the series tiebreaker is over, and it's San Diego 1, Chicago nothing. Another half yet to go, and don't go very far at all because it's only scheduled to be 1 minute between halves here. ABC's Wide World of Sports coming up right after this from Williamsport, PA, the Little League World Series. I understand they had some rain problems there too today, but you're going to see the game. It's late August. Weather unpredictable. Ron Newman there with his back to you, the blonde-haired coach who came here in the mid-1960s as a player in the North American Soccer League, has the greatest record of any coach in the league. Willie Roy, who played his soccer in this country, played for the American national team, twice took over this team as an interim coach, finally got his chance full-time. All right, let's have a look here, Paul.
I say a goal which I think had something to do with the conditions was Rizakowski picked up a loose ball there. He was unlocked. But see how low that bounced, is spun through very quickly. Parks knocked down quite quick enough. The ball escaping under his right arm, going in just inside the post.
Okay, now here was a very good save.
This is Mathieu's cross. A lovely header from Wrestle. That's going in. Soaring dive by Gross, just tipped over the bar for a corner kick.
Beautiful classic type of save by Gross. He played a marvelous game Wednesday night. He's done it again today. All right, the second half of the series tiebreaker about to begin. San Diego 1, Chicago nothing. The rain harder, if anything, than it has been so far. San Diego must keep that ball away from Chicago for 15 minutes. That may not be that easy to do, but they will make everything very deliberate, as you see there. Gross, you see? Letting the seconds tip away, but 15 minutes is a long time. Chicago now trying to regain the authority they had for a long time here in the regulation game. Going to be hard to do in the rain and the slippery going. The grass itself slippery, some mud beginning to form underneath the grass. Charlie Ficus now, the blonde American, bringing it down for Chicago. They have changed sides, remember. Chicago coming from left to right now. And that was Granitza slipping as he went for the ball. Excuse me, it was Koutsoukas. Good thing the powerful lights have been turned on here. It would be almost too dark to play otherwise. Thunder continues. The ball boy makes a nice save. Throw in for San Diego. And they maintain possession.
They maintain possession with a pass back from the other side of the field by Sanchez, which eventually got back to Keogh, who pushed it back to the goalkeeper. I'm sorry, not Keogh.
Incidentally, the unofficial scoreboard clock did not start. So
maybe that's
we're just going to have to approximate the time here because only the official has the official time. Only the referee has the official time, and the scoreboard clock is not working. A little short circuit from the rain, perhaps. Long ball downfield from Phil Parks. But San Diego regains possession. As you've said so many times, Paul, it's much more often than not the opposition gets the ball when you make one of those long punts downfield. Chicago has it now. Very, very difficult going. Throw in for Chicago. To Steve Long, number 17. That one was to the referee, if anybody. And it'll be a throw in for San Diego. Wilrich giving the ball to a teammate for the throw-in. He'd rather be down there on the right side. The playmaker. Now back towards the other goal. And Chicago suddenly has possession. Here comes Stephenhagen. Losing the ball. And coming quietly from behind a 15-minute half. Certainly 3 or 4 minutes, I would guess, have gone by. Charlie Ficus now moving the ball up to Mathieu. Franz Mathieu, the Haitian. He hits it right into a San Diego player. Julie V, who's always around.
You can't say we don't get anything to drink.
San Diego still maintaining possession. That's all they have to do. Sanchez getting it over to number 14, Peter O'Sullivan, who scored earlier. Headed back to the goalie by Mathieu. Chicago now with possession. Ingo Peter, he scored 2 goals earlier today. Number 14, and there he comes. Downfield, loses it momentarily. Gets it into Stephenhagen. Stephenhagen hits it back towards Peter, and that was kicked away, I'll tell you, at the last minute. Vizarkovsky, the man who scored the goal in this series tie-breaking game. But a corner kick for Chicago as they trail 1-0. The minutes running down on their chances to stay alive in the North American Soccer League playoffs on their home field. Buckmore Gross always looks like he's grinning. It's really more of a determined grimace. In the middle we have Stephenhagen and Granitza and Ingo Peter. Plenty of men waiting for that ball, but it is headed away nicely by Terry Moore for San Diego. And they come down from right to left. Sanchez is waiting, but the ball goes out of bounds, into touch. Throw in for Chicago. Now Steve Long with the ball for Chicago. Mathieu, Franz Mathieu. Gets it to Ingo Peter. Here comes Peter. He looks fresh now. That rest may have helped him. Over to Stephenhagen, trying to get it to Granitza. Can't. Ingo Peter again. Well, it's 5 o'clock in the East, and if you've just joined us, which you may very well have, this is Jim McKay at Comiskey Park in Chicago with Paul Gardner and Vern Lundquist. We're reporting on a fascinating afternoon of soccer, a playoff series between the San Diego Sockers and the Chicago Sting. San Diego won the game between them Wednesday night. Chicago came back here this afternoon and won the regulation game to tie it at a game apiece. They are now in the midst of a series tiebreaker, a special half-hour game, and in that, San Diego leads Chicago by 1-0. There's a matter of probably 10 minutes left. The scoreboard clock has been shocked out of existence. We're having lightning and thunder around the stadium and very heavy rain falling. This is Ingo Peter, number 14 for Chicago. Chicago wears the black shirts, if you've just joined us again. And San Diego, the gold, or yellow. San Diego, remember, leading 1-0. If they hold that lead, they move on to the next round of the playoffs, and Chicago is eliminated. It's a corner kick, though, for Chicago. Curled in, and again, headed away by Terry Moore, the young Canadian, who's doing very well since he's come into the game. We've got 3 men coming down on 1 for San Diego, but a fine Chicago tackle there gets the ball back for them.
We have a strange situation on a substitution here, Jim. They've sent on Timer, who I don't see on the original list here, of 16 players.
Oh, look out. There's a shot by Charlie Ficus, and a good shot, just a little too high. Yes.
Timer, they're supposed to use the 16 players they had out for the original game. The list of 16 players I've got here for the original game does not include John Timer, so I don't quite know how he's got into the game here.
But there he is. Coming up, the Little League World Series on ABC's Wide World of Sports. If you tune in expecting to see that, you will see it. Don't worry. Meanwhile, we hope you enjoy this soccer playoff action. Chicago in the black must score soon. They must tie it up at least to force a shootout. Peter Ressel, number 25. Now over to Mathieu, Franz Mathieu, into the middle. Several men there, but he kicked it too wide on the wrong side and right at goalie Gross. 14, Peter O'Sullivan. Back out on the side now. San Diego. Sanchez, number 7, with the ball. Again, remember, you wonder why we're not giving you the unofficial time. It's because the scoreboard clock is inoperative. The electrical storm got it. Now we have a foul call. Looks like a free kick for San Diego. It is. Another look at it.
No, you can see that the foot is in there very late. I'm rather but as I said, he is a bit of a gymnast, this Sanchez. He takes a flying leap into the air, but I mean, it was
chips it towards Sanchez, caught a little unawares. They had them and came very near to scoring a goal by. Putting that ball in play very quickly, and Sanchez made a fast break himself. Chicago, of course, concentrating on their offense. They've got to score. But another goal against them, and you can forget it. Very unofficially, there are less than 3 minutes left in this game. Here comes Peter Russell for Chicago. Banged away by San Diego. Headed back by Chicago. Matthew throws a high ball into the penalty area. This could be something. A shot by Stephenhagen too high. Willie Roy very down now, as you can see. His team has all but had it, but they scored in the first half of the regular game with 25 seconds left, so don't count them out quite yet. Everybody will be glad to get out of the thunderstorm here when it is over. Here comes San Diego again with possession. Every second of possession brings them closer to moving ahead in the playoffs. Ron Newman had left the North American Soccer League. He was let go by Fort Lauderdale after last season. The referee has now just told one of our people on the field 5:20 to go in the game, so San Diego, Chicago has a good deal more than we thought. That was offside, if you're wondering why. And now here comes the referee rushing in towards Phil Parks.
Parks and Sanchez sort of starting to square up to each other there. Parks is feeling very sensitive at that.
Okay, here comes Ingo Peter, who scored 2 goals in the regular game. Gets it over to Peter Russell. Russell has lost his shadow for the day. Doc Lawson, by the way, he's not in there right now. And that'll be a corner kick. For the Chicago Sting, about 5 minutes left to them. Tying it up could force the shootout. Of course, they'd rather win it, but they've got to tie it up. Into the middle, the battle for the ball. Stephenhagen almost got it back. Over the sideline, and we'll have a throw-in for Chicago. Ingo Peter taking the throw-in. Back to Peter. Peter Russell. Headed up by the defender, Nikovic. A shot by Matthew, no. Wide.
Because that was deflected, I think that'll be a...
It was deflected, I think, and that'll be a corner kick for Chicago. Less than 5 minutes now. Okay, Matthew taking it back towards the corner. As you see, wasting not a second now is Chicago, and that'll be another corner kick. Wilrich playing very close there.
Too close, in fact.
Yeah.
Supposed to be, again, that magic 10 yards, but I don't think he is 10 yards.
And again, Wilrich succeeded in deflecting.
Got a free kick that time. It looked like a handball.
And they are calling what appears to be a handball. Either that or less than 10 yards on the corner kick. Now, it's a free kick, so referee Socha has called a handball against Wilrich. But Wilrich is succeeding in using up more and more time. We've got 6 men, 7 men in the middle. Again, banged away by San Diego. Plenty of men in there to score, but try to get the ball to them. They've got 2, 4, 6, 8 defenders in there. Throw in for Chicago. Peter Russell now. Across to Charlie Ficus. He missed it. And Gross picks it up. 1-0 San Diego. Closing minutes of the series tie-breaking game. Still inbounds. Chicago gets possession again. If they tie it up, you'll hear one big roar out of this crowd. Nobody seems to have left, although a lot of them are out in the open and soaking wet. Rain letting up a little bit at the moment, as a matter of fact. Still raining, but not as hard.
Chicago always a little bit hurried with these passes here.
Yep.
They have the time, but they're allowing San Diego players to get just a little bit of the ball, a little deflection. The passes are not going where they should be going, and I'm afraid time is really running out.
They're trying to get the ball down very quickly. Have some chancy passes. Well, they got it down this time.
Dangerous.
There's Granetta, his left foot almost free. Nope, not quite. He was calling for a penalty kick, of course.
Yeah.
We do have a whistle, and down goes Sanchez. The referee accidentally knocked him down.
The referee knocked him down.
Yeah, trying to separate Sanchez from Arno Steppenhagen.
Steppenhagen again trying to retrieve a ball that had been lost. Tackle from behind. Sanchez is away, and Steppenhagen with a totally clumsy and really rather nasty foul from behind, so they square up to each other. The referee, well, I don't know whether that was the referee or whether it was just Sanchez.
Yellow card to Steppenhagen. Well, we had 6 of those in the first 10 minutes of the game, but they've been few and far between since then. All right, San Diego has the ball. Just a few minutes left. Scoreboard clock out. Electrical problems. Referee keeping the official time, but he always does. Throw in for Chicago. Can they figure out how to tie it up? Well, let's see. Is there any sort of set play they might have in a situation like this?
No, I think the set play consists of what Parks has just done.
Yep.
Belted as far. It's rather like the Russians in the basketball final Olympics 2 Olympics ago. You just get it as far as you can and hope something will happen.
Well, here they come again. Kutsukas getting over the left side to Peter Russell. Russell shot! It's in! It's a goal for Chicago! It's all tied up again!
Well, there you
Just
are.
when it all seemed to be over, Peter Russell has tied it for the Chicago Sting. The scoreboard explodes, and so do the fans. That's what that noise is. That's not the thunderstorm. That's the exploding scoreboard. And look at it. What an afternoon's entertainment, huh?
Well, it should come down to, I thought Parks was at fault on the first goal, and certainly we talked about a slippery ball going under the arms of the goalkeeper. The ball got down there. It's not a strong shot. Down goes Gross. The ball just slips underneath him. So we've really had 2 questionable plays by the goalkeepers who have allowed 1-1 scores. So it looks now as though we're headed for a shootout. Now what that's going to be like under these conditions is going to be a bit of a mystery.
Did he just perhaps plain fumble the ball with wet gloves?
Again, I think it came through more quickly than he expected. You see, here it comes. It's coming along the ground, and it goes right through his arms because it's coming through more quickly, and of course it's slippery.
Again, we cannot tell you the time because the clock is broken. The referee knows exactly what it is, however, but it's certainly in the dwindling moments of this series tiebreaker, which apparently is not going to be the tiebreaker. We're going to have to go to the North American Soccer League shootout. We'll explain that to you if and when it happens. There will not be a sudden death period as there would be at the end of a normal game. Look out, here comes Chicago again. Out comes Gross, and he got to it. It was Steppenhagen driving on the goal. Lots of whistles here. He's saying, come on, put that ball in play.
Also trying to get the Chicago players away from the ball.
Yep. The long punt down. San Diego losing the ball again. Here it is rolling toward the goal line. Both teams apparently satisfied to play for the shootout now.
Well, I think the shootout can't be more than a minute away at the most here, but I think, in my opinion, it's a pity that a sort of struggle of this sort will have to be decided on the basis of the shootout, which I still consider as a bit of luck.
Officially, that goal came at 28:08. In other words, with less than 2 minutes to go in the series tiebreaker, and I think that is it. Well, we've had 2 games this afternoon. Chicago won 1 to even their series with San Diego at a game apiece. Nobody has won the other. It ends in a 1-1 tie.